A happy New Year to all those who observe. This is one of 4 New Year's celebrations around here for us. So 1 down, 3 to go, and still fireworks are going off on this morning, New Year morning. So we also celebrate Chinese New Year will be next, the Year of the Horse, coming soon in February. Then our Vaishnava New Year, that is Gaur Purnima. That is when our calendar begins, Mahaprabhu's Divine Appearance Day. Rasaraj Mahabhav Dui Eka Rupa. Maybe Ananga, you can translate for Maharaj. You can sit next to him. So, Sri Gaur Purnima, Mahaprabhu's divine appearance, is our most important New Year. Then, because we're in Thailand, we are also honoring the local customs and honoring the Thai New Year. That's in usually April on the lunar calendar. So we can see all these occasions, these New Years, as new beginnings, a chance to get a fresh start and see it in a positive way, not just like this one is always so noisy and overstimulating and crowds, and I always worry about the animals and the fireworks. We have 2 lions living 3 doors down, and poor things, I don't know what they're thinking when it becomes midnight and all the fireworks go off. But let it be, and we can think it's time to celebrate the new chances we get to make a fresh start, and we know we can always do better. We can give more of ourselves, our time, our energy, our focus, our intention for our higher purpose, for our higher selves, for a higher prospect. And we can be better yogis. We can waste less time and really see that really, we have very limited time in this human life, in this human birth, and how fortunate it is for us that we've come in touch with higher ideals in this life. We can use this time and our energy for elevating our consciousness and our existence. And we take for granted these days and nights that we are passing, as Yudhisthira Maharaj tells to his father Dharmaraj Yamaraj, who takes the form of a bird, asking him so many questions, but in this particular instance, what is the wonder of this world? And Yudhisthira Maharaj says that, the wonder is that everyone around us is passing, and we ourselves will pass. But we are not preparing for our time, that inevitable hour. We're not conscious of how at any moment that time can come for us where we need to leave the world, leave everything behind, and face our karma and our next situation, our next birth. We're not preparing for that, not living in eternal relativity, and just spending our days in festive mirth and joy. But, and he says, our situation is like being in the cooking pot. This world is like a big cooking pot, and we are the uncooked food in that pot. And the days and nights are like the fire and the wood, and time is passing. In another example, Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, the repeated birth and death cycle in this world is like chain smoking. We're smoking one cigarette, and with the end of the cigarette, lighting a new one, and burning life after life after life after life. And he also always, his use of analogy, he gives another example, saying that like the power of digestion is also like burning one body, and then with that karmic reaction we're getting a new body, and that power of digestion is burning that body. So being conscious of this, and knowing that time is limited, we must make use of our time, be conscious of that, do a better job, have another opportunity, a new year to try again, keep going. I like in Divine Guidance by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, the back cover says, "Everyone everywhere spends their life eating, sleeping, enjoying, fearing, and protecting themselves, but then dying, taking birth and dying. But that is not real life. Real life is doing something of eternal value. If someone can do something in connection with the eternal world, they will receive an eternal result. That connection comes through transcendental knowledge, consciousness, and activity. Therefore, we have no other course but to follow the divine guidance of Sri Gurudev." So, very pertinent, very topical for a new year quote from Gurudev. If we can do something in connection to the eternal world and our eternal life, we will get an eternal result. So we can meditate on this and really take this concept to the forefront of our daily life. And keep in mind, we become complacent by the influence of Mahamaya. We think, oh, we're here forever, this is our home, and everyone's dying but me. But that's an illusion, and it's not the case, and we need to awaken and arise and focus on our eternal fortune and get an eternal result. Here in Divine Guidance, our Gurudev is speaking to the assembled devotees on his veranda. And he says, in the beginning of our spiritual practice, the practitioners feel much enthusiasm and do many types of service, but later their service mood goes flat. Then some wave may come in their mind, and by that wave some mood of suspicion arises. After that, some connection with the plane of mundane enjoyment, and side by side with it, a connection with the transcendental world. Then they become somewhat confused. Crossing that stage, first nishta, steadiness, then ruchi, taste, comes, and they gain more strength. At that stage, all hindrances go behind, and they can proceed steadily. These stages of devotion are explained in the scriptures. So we go through different stages in our practicing life. We might start out, as Gurudev says here, in very enthusiastic mood, but then we see our mood becomes flat, maybe because we see it's not so easy, it's not such a cheap thing, and we can't expect immediate results. We're in this for the long haul, and we have to prepare ourselves and have courage and endurance and persevere. So we may feel or see outwardly that someone may be doing seva, service, but it is not always actual service. Seva gives more seva. So why is it more seva is not coming? Seeing the symptoms, we can say that some were not doing actual seva. Therefore, after the disappearance of Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj and Srila Guru Maharaj, they underwent some difficulty. We must be conscious, therefore, about our position and about our service, and we will not be deviated from our position. But even if some deviation comes, if we are sincere, we can emerge from that position also. Because we'll always be tested. The disappearance of the Guru, as Gurudev's mentioning, that's a time for test. Test if we are real disciples or if it's all a sham. The fire will come to test us. That's the ultimate test. When the Guru withdraws from this world, from our external vision, he's always with us eternally, spiritually, but when they leave this world, we have to go deeper and face the tests of the withdrawal from the sadhu, the saint, the guru. The king of gurus is the guru. The king of the sadhus is the guru, Guru Maharaj says. So when they leave, we have to be able to continue in their absence. We have to be able to follow their instructions when they're not watching us, and we'll be even more tested through the inauspiciousness that arises from their departure. No doubt it's a blessing when they appear and disappear. It's hard for us to see that disappearance time, that it's a blessing. It feels like a curse. But they are going back to the service. They are divine agents of the Lord, going back to the service of the Lord. And we have to be able to stand and really put all our effort and our sincerity on the line. So deviation, the tests, and the different opportunities come our way, and we'll have to face them with a sincere mood of service. Gurudev says, when a baby tries to walk, he sometimes falls down on the ground. But by taking help from the ground, he again tries, and after a few days, he can walk very easily. Not only that, but after growing up more, he will be able to run very fast. He gets everything, but first he must try, otherwise he will not gain anything. When we live in this body, there is the possibility of deviation everywhere. Deviation will not come to attack us if we do not listen to the demands of our mental and physical bodies. Otherwise, deviation is possible for everyone. So, this is the message that's coming today from our Divine Master, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj. May his words dance in our hearts, play in our hearts and our minds, and remind us what we're here for and how important it is that we keep sincere and true and not deviate from all the tests that come from the illusory environment and our imperfect senses. And we get much help from each other, from the association of devotees and the association of sadhus. They always give us a good example, and they're always trying for this divine prospect. We can follow them. Some days we feel good, some days we don't feel so good, and those days where we're not feeling good, we can turn to those who are a little better, a little stronger than us, and they can lift us up and encourage us. So we are so fortunate to have each other, and not just here locally, but globally. They say it takes a village, and we have a village. We have a very large village that expands across the oceans and continents, and we can reach out and take help from those who inspire us and keep us going. And we see when somebody's in need of help and support, so much help it comes forward from the devotees and those in our lives who are encouraging us. So we're very grateful for that and so many things that's coming by the grace of Guru and Vaishnava and the sadhus and the devotees, and the environment, which is always friendly, even when it apparently seems not so. We can see Tate Nukambam Shushamikshamana. With a deep self-analysis, we can see that we are being purified, we're being uplifted, we're being carried to higher ground. So this is a new year, a new chance to keep going and keep progressing, and maybe for some of us just start over and start fresh with some goodwill and love and affection surrounding us.